Back at it again, and in this video we are going to be hearing about something that Larry Elder has touched on quite a number of times in videos that we've checked out with him. Except we've got Sav Says in this one out on the streets talking to folks, so I'm sure this is going to get really interesting. With that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, sheesh, I can't talk. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and join the family, all right? And let's dive in.
This is Savannah Hernandez for Action 7 News. I am currently here in San Marcos, Texas at a Black Lives Matter rally. Now, we're constantly told by the Black Lives Matter organization that black men are hunted and killed every single day by police officers. So I'm here today to ask protesters how many unarmed black men they think are killed every single year by the police, and more importantly, what they think this movement means to them. So we're at a Black Lives Matter protest here in San Marcos. Why is this event important to you?
I think it's more of a human rights thing. I think black people have been labeled to be criminals for such a long time. I feel like after the 13th Amendment has been released, there's a loophole that says everybody is free in America except for criminals, and they've used that criminal aspects to label black people and label us as criminals.
So it's important to me because I'm a black person. My kids will be black people. The people in my family are black.
What was she even talking about? But anyway.
And we are educated. We are vocal. We are not, we're not the systematic thing that they make us to be, which is violent, which is belligerent, which is uneducated.
It just comes down to privilege, acknowledging that as a white person I have privilege and using that to bring attention to
the color of your skin should not be a death sentence. I didn't know that was a death sentence here in America. I guess I should be getting things in order, I guess. All right. Anyway,
the Black Lives Matter movement, and just to correct racism when I hear it.
We all have the same opinions. That's why we're here, and I want everybody to get a chance to use their voice and say what they need to say. It's important to.
No, you don't. You don't want everybody. You don't want anybody that disagrees with you to have their voice heard. Just saying. So it's not everybody.
Really do this to make a change in our society, because it starts with us. If the government system doesn't choose to listen to us, well, there's repercussions. Power to the people.
I think everybody has their own reason for fighting, and I think that's completely valid. But I think there's, like you said, there's a bunch of reasons that need to be talked about: police brutality, racial inequality.
Just tired of the inequality, tired of people getting murdered for no reason. And that's not just black people, that's people of color in general.
I think that it's attempting to get more equality for the citizens of the United States.
So, of course, police brutality has been a very big subject lately. How many unarmed black men do you think were killed by police over the past year?
Over the past year.
We checked out a video where they gave out I don't remember if it was a Caitlin Bennett video or what, or Larry Elder. But anyway, I think the answer was like 9 or something. So I guarantee you these folks aren't going to be anywhere near the true answer. They're probably going to say like thousands. Well, let's find out.
I think blacks get killed by the police unarmed way more than white people.
But have you seen any numbers or statistics? Do you know if it's a couple hundred or a couple thousand by chance?
I don't know the exact statistics offhand, but look at the graphs. They show you
Thousands. Right now, I believe I saw a post that said that right now 493 have been killed just this year.
How I can't put a number on that because I genuinely do not know, but I'm also it's just like she said, they need to have more training?
I honestly don't know the answer, the number of black men who were killed.
And
Like
you
she
don't
said,
want to know.
the public, are probably not informed to most of it.
Well, the study that I looked at last year, there were only 27 days in the whole entire year that one person of color was not murdered in this country. So that says a lot. 1,000,
1,000.
at least.
I don't know a number. I wouldn't want to like tell you a number because I'm not educated in those statistics or those numbers.
I might believe that statistic that that guy just had brought up. Only 27 days out of the year, a person of color wasn't put in the pine box. But it wasn't because of the reasons that they would like it to be. More than likely, it was because of another person of color that put them in the pine box. But no, we can't talk about that though. Well, nope. We're not allowed to mention that. I'm sorry, I forgot. My bad.
As far as I know, statistically, population-wise, it's very disproportionate. And
Wrong.
more members of the black community compared to members of the white community as a whole are killed in general. I think that might.
In general, that may be true. Because they're including everything. They're not looking at just the police encounters. They're including everything. But most black people are put in pine boxes by other black people. So yeah, they're gonna have a rude awakening.
Might not be true, but you know.
Oh, I don't know, but one is too many. Yeah, I don't know, but one is too many. Yeah, sorry.
Based off of, I guess, like what the media reports, would you think it's like a couple hundred, a couple thousand? What do you think the average day for like a Black American is like?
I can't speak on that. I'm sorry.
Where in how big of a region?
Just in all of America, yeah, in America.
That would be so hard for me to say. It would be hard for me to even guess that. I would imagine, probably in the dozens of thousands at least.
Thousands, probably even just in a week. If you're talking about all America, yeah, monthly, probably thousands. Yeah.
I wish I had the statistics for you to give you an exact number, but I can name a few: George Floyd, Oscar Grant, Philando Castile, Trayvon Martin, Alton Sterling. These are all the big names that have been captured because of cell phone capturing and digital media, but unfortunately not every traffic stop or any police encounterment is it's murder. It's murder, and we need to recognize that this is exactly what it is, because at this point it's no longer police brutality.
Do you think it's like in the hundreds, thousands, 100,000s? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's in the thousands, definitely.
I wish I knew that number, but way too many than it should. So
Recurring theme. None of them have the actual facts. Very, very interesting. Not surprising though.
Do you think it's like a couple hundred, couple thousand? Like, do you think you can give like a ballpark at all based off of like media reports, videos you've seen?
I would say in the hundreds, near thousands. I'm not sure. Do you know?
So I was actually reading a statistic in the Wall Street Journal because I was asking people this question and I really wasn't sure either. And the Wall Street Journal said that last year, 9 unarmed black men were killed by police.
I think that's tough to hear. And when people see that, it just perpetuates their own bias towards the community. Because, like I said, privilege goes into those statistics that people are reporting. And when you don't account for that, then you can come up with an opinion that, in my opinion, is not the right one. So
I was reading this.
Did anybody understand what he just said right there? Can anybody explain to me what the F he just said? I'm a little confused. A bit lost.
From the Wall Street Journal, and it said that 9 unarmed black men were killed last year by police, and that police are 18 and a half times more likely to be shot by or killed by a black man than vice versa. What do you guys think about, like, I guess, statistics like that or news stories like that?
I think sometimes the statistics are driven to increase that fear in people, because I honestly don't think that that is true.
Whenever I hear about statistics, I always kind of get scared because a lot of the times they're warped. Um, a lot of the time they're warped for the police officers that are doing the killings, or making them seem not as, I want to say, bad as the situation was or is.
I agree. I think when you hear
Goodness gracious. You just can't make this stuff up.
statistics, you have to be very critical and look at the source, look at their stance, because statistics.
So it's not a reliable statistic unless it agrees with what you believe. In short, that's basically what they're all saying. Unless that statistic said, hey, thousands of people, thousands, then they don't believe it. Thank you, mainstream media. Thank you. This is what you have done to our population. Something needs to be done about mainstream media as well. I'm sorry. It's just gone to the deep end, right? Oh man, this is just absolutely ridiculous. People are shown statistics and still deny it. Still deny it. And unless the statistic, like I said, agrees with what they believe, then they don't. Oh, well, that statistic is an ist. Thank you, mainstream media.
Statistics are so easily manipulated, and you just never know what they're hiding. So I just think you have to be so careful when you hear statistics.
All right, y'all. So my main goal today was to come out here and see if anyone really knew the number of unarmed black men who are killed every single year by police. Because like I said in my intro, that's been a big point of contention. A lot of people in America think that black men and women are hunted every single day by the police. Now, I wanted to look into these statistics myself, and this story came out by the Wall Street Journal. Now, they're using statistics from the Washington Post. They said the police fatally shot 9 unarmed black men in all of 2019, down from 38 and 32 respectively in 2015. It goes on to say that a police officer is 18.5 times more likely to be killed by a black male than an unarmed black male is to be killed by a police officer. Now, I wanted to come forward and bring this statistic today to protesters because I'm sure that not many of them have even heard about this or, again, even know the statistic. But even when I brought this statistic to them, they said that it wasn't a good statistic, that they don't believe that it's true, and that it could have been manipulated in one way or another. So again, folks, this is another example of how even when you give someone a true statistic to their face, they still won't believe it because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Oh,
this has been
exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. Great minds think alike. Me and Sav, we on the same page. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Sav Says YouTube channel. Original link is down below. But also, I do want to give Sav credit for doing some amazing work right there. Because if you notice, the way that she brought up that statistic was just beautiful. Wonderfully executed. Because had she had said that the wrong way, the conversation would have ended immediately. Immediately. We've watched it happen before in previous videos, but the softness with which she had when she brought up the statistic, like with the guy, I think she said, you know, I didn't know the true numbers either when I was asking folks, so I just took the time to look it up, and, you know, I found this article, you know, kind of thing. The way that she was like wording things and kind of softly putting it on them, it kept the conversation going. Because had she said, no, that's wrong, only 9 people were, you know, the conversation would have immediately ended and those folks would have just stormed off and, yep, well, end of the video. So I do want to give Sav credit for recognizing the situation and navigating through it perfectly, right? Which she shouldn't have to do, but she does have to do in order to, you know, obviously get these videos finished and get them out to, you know, us all. So major kudos to Sav for recognizing that. But also, you know, the obvious thing here is just the mindlessness that some of these folks have when presented with actual statistics. They don't believe it unless it agrees with them. And like I said, I feel like that is a result of mainstream media. Whenever there's a tragedy, oh my goodness, oh, throw it in her face, throw it in her face, throw it in her face. But whenever it's black on black, shh, we're not going to talk about it. Whenever it's a good Samaritan defending themselves, shh, we're not going to talk about it. The news isn't the news anymore, and I've said this before. The news is no longer the news. The news is people's opinions. The news is personalities. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fact. They don't report the news anymore. They report opinions and show off people's personalities, these news anchors' personalities. That's what it is. Because if the news was actually the news, they would show the news. They would be showing what's going on in Chicago. Why isn't that being highlighted? But I guarantee you, if tomorrow, some black guy gets pulled over by a white cop and he happens to be put in the pine box, I guarantee you, breaking news for the next month and a half. It's all over the airwaves. I guarantee you there's some people on the left that are hoping that something like that happens so that they can broadcast it 24 hours a day. Guarantee you there's people hoping that happens. But nobody talks about Chicago? Really? Okay. No longer the news. Because if a person losing their life and being put in a pine box is worthy of being, if some person in, I don't know, Missouri, some black person, gets into an encounter with a cop and happens to be put in a pine box, if that's worthy of the news, then so was the black person that lost their life or was put in a pine box in Chicago. What's the difference? Oh, the difference is the black person in Chicago was put in a pine box by another black person. So we're not going to cover that news. Who am I? I'm just some small guy that makes YouTube videos from time to time. Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.